he is fueling this offense. Back to you.
Appreciate that, Holly. And the Longhorns ready to put toe to leather, and here we go. The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. This crowd trying to show them what it's going to be like all day in this house. They'll start on the ground with Frazier. Turning it on. Good, solid run on that one as he gets it up to the 33-yard line.
You know what I really like about games like this at this point in the season? You find out who you are. You find out whether you're going to stay in the race.
And who can step up and handle the challenge, right? This is easily one of the toughest games to date for both of these programs coming into this one. So there's a lot of eyeballs, David, on this game to find out who's mentally and emotionally the toughest.
Yeah, and we're going to point to this game as we get later in the year and big decisions are made. You've got a top 25 win. You beat them in the middle of the season, X, Y, and Z, so these are big for the resume.
They make the tackle, but he's got enough to give Georgia a first down.
Well, it feels like each and every year when you talk Georgia and their ability running the football, they are about as deep at that position in running back as anybody in college football. You look to last year, David, it felt like every game there was 5 or 6 guys. It was Nate Frazier and 4 other dudes all getting it done. They recruit so well at that position. They bring in fresh bodies. They wear defenses down. We expect that to be the same thing this year.
They do, but I tell you what, man, the highlighter to me, the top guy is Nate Frazier. And them keeping him this offseason, there was a lot of people that were trying to make him a very rich man. And I'm not saying he's not a rich man in Georgia, but, like, he is the superstar. He's got great feet. You saw him take next steps after his freshman year. And
the deep shot is complete inside the 35-yard line. Touchdown, Bulldogs. He broke away from the defense, and they couldn't catch him.
I don't know how many people expected this to happen, playing on the road in this environment against a better opponent, but they showed tremendous poise on the opening drive. Nice execution. They scored a touchdown. That was big time.
And the extra point was good as they finished the drive. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Wide receiver going in motion. Here's Arch to throw. Caught in the backfield. It's Wingo. Tried to hit him with a quick game on first down, and nothing doing there.
Man, is it going to be fun trying to stop this passing offense at Texas. Not only do you have to deal with Arch Manning throwing the football, but you got Wingo outside with all that speed, David. You're bringing Cam Coleman from Auburn with his size and speed. So who do you cover if you're on defense?
Yeah, we didn't even mention the running backs who you bring in, too, who are studs. So, like, they're studs all over the field. This is an offense that, Sark, when they really get it going, man, the passing game becomes elite. And they can do so many good things to you. But just Cam Coleman and the ability to catch the football when he's not open. Like, it's second to none. Look forward to watching him and the Arch connection and how it grows.
Man, that quarterback knew that was a tiny window to throw into, and he just showed off his cannon of an arm.
The Longhorns come to the line on the heels of that big pass play. Play action, here's Manning. Oh, pressure's coming. Oh, it's picked off. A rare mistake from this guy. Couldn't find a ton of room on that return, but that small change, they take over at the 43.
And he makes a play in the back end. Nice job reading the pass, and that's his second of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking on the quarterback, and going and getting that big play. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense.
Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. Here's some daylight. Oh, he's got some space. 10. Touchdown, Georgia. He found some open space and turned on the Jets. They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point makes it 14-0. What a way to send a message. Huge play in the running game. One snap and you've got a touchdown on the board. That ball skips through the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 25-yard line. So we'll see this offense make its way out to start the drive. They'll start on the ground with Brown. Out across the 30 mark, down at the 35 after the 10-yard gain.
Wow, the running back there showing you his skill set as he's able to rip off that one for a first down.
They'll snap it on first down from the 35. Arch Madness. Left side is Coleman. Makes the grab almost to the first down marker, but a good pickup on that one. The emotions and energy figure to be high all day, guys, because of what's at stake this late in the season. Really a must-win for both teams.
Yeah, these are the ones that get your blood moving, Reese. You get jacked up, man. We don't have to say anything in the locker room, give these big speeches. You know what's at stake, Jesse. You're ready to rock and roll. This is when you prove you're the big.
Snags it, and he's open. Running inside the 20. Touchdown, Longhorns! They've cut the lead in half, down 14-7. Quick strike offense on that three-play scoring drive. And they finish it in style with a 57-yard toss for 6. That one bounds through the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. The early scripts have worked trying to add to this 14-7 lead. Powers through the defender. Out to the 36-yard line after gaining 10 on that one. He's got 67 yards rushing in this one and within striking distance of a 1,000-yard season. Looking for a productive play on first down. Right back to the well. They can rely on this guy to pick up solid yardage when they need it, and he's out to the 43.
Well, it's plays like that that'll help this offense stay in rhythm all game long. If you can have that kind of success on first down running the football, it just opens up your entire playbook moving forward.
Swamped immediately.
Well, just nothing doing on that last run, and they knew coming into this one they were going to be challenged, right? This is one of the best defenses in all of college football. For them to have any shot, they're going to have to do a lot better running the football.
Horns up and ready to hook them. Serious noise on third down in DKR. Back to throw, it's Stockton. Just a short pass to the tight end. He'll go out of bounds inside the 40. They'll mark it at the 39.
And that's why, as a former quarterback, man, I love these drag routes, because if you get the right coverage and it's man-to-man and someone gets picked or can't keep up with your receiver, you just put it out nicely in front of them, they're going to make the catch, and they're going to take it a long way. Really great execution. Nice job by the receiver creating separation, and beautiful throw out in front of the target.
Georgia going back to work with another first down. Fresh set of downs going up top. Right side, it's Frazier. breaks into the open. Knocked down at the 24-yard line, but it's a big gain. 15 yards on the play, and this offense is in business. And the Bulldogs have it with a 1st and 10. Fresh center downs going to the air. Finds his target. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the 1st.
Well, that was a weird one because I think running back screen was called, but the quarterback just saw an open receiver downfield and said to himself, hey, I got an open guy. I'm just going to take it.
Those two failed to make the connection. It's an incomplete pass. Clock stops momentarily as there is an injured Bulldog on the play. That appears to be their junior starting wide receiver, someone they obviously do not want to lose. Holly Rowe will keep us up to date on his situation. They'll be able to get off one more play before quarter's end. 3rd down play from the gun. Look out! It's picked off. 13th time he's done that this year. Takes it the other way. He's at the 50. Inside the 30. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position. Well, guys, it's Georgia holding the lead at the end of the quarter. Let's take a peek at the numbers so far. They are lined up and ready to go and get things started here in the 2nd. So they'll go back to work after changing into the field. A give to Brown. Brought down after a good pickup, and they're in the red zone at the 20.
Well, nice job there by the running back. They toss it to him, and he's able to kind of weave his way for a very good gain for this offense.
They can really be aggressive after that last play. It's 2nd and 3. They'll run it. It Smothers. What powerful running, just driving the pile forward for everything he could get. He'll be just a few inches short.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Quarterback run is part of their game plan. They pull him down, but he's got enough, and it'll be a 1st down for this offense.
And you see this so much in college football, man. Now, short yard situations, you give it to your QB, you get the extra blocker, and it's just really hard to stop, man, because he still is a thrower, and there's still that threat.
Makes the catch, and he's free. Gets it inside the 5, down to the 4, and it'll be 1st and goal.
This offense has put a pretty good drive together, man, like showing a little bit of balance, back-to-back plays, creating some chunks of yardage, and now really set up in a position to do well. 1st and goal, and the defense, their heads spinning a little bit because mixing the run and pass really well on this drive.
They'll run with Brown. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Longhorns! Extra point here will tie the game. And he knocks the extra point through the uprights. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they finished it off with the score from the 4. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. The Bulldogs offense is on the field, ready to get this drive cranked up. Well, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, and those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions. But I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did in the first part of that drive, what made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
The Bulldogs with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Handoff, Frazier running left. Just smothered on the play.
Now you set up 3rd down, and this offensive line's going to have to play a lot better here.
Better find. Back to pass, it's Stockton. Rush right in his face. Pass is knocked away, incomplete, and how good is it to have a linebacker who can cover that much ground?
Well, the defense finally has figured it out. That was critical for their confidence because they had been scored on earlier. They had given up a ton of yards. I think they understood the gravity of the situation. 3rd down, that was critical for them to get off the field, build momentum, build some confidence. Nice.
Wait just a minute, guys. The offense looks as if they're going for it in their own end. Snapped on 4th down. Intercepted. A first half turnover can swing momentum. There he goes. Finally brought down, but what a play, not only to get the football, but to flip the field position with the return. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. They're changing things up, trying to get everyone set. Arch is going to throw for it. Extending the play. The defense sort of herds this quarterback out of bounds short of the line of scrimmage, and he'll take the loss.
And that is a huge play for the defense. Offense has it in your red zone. You're trying to knock them out of field goal range. The only way you do that is by creating negative plays, and they get the sack.
Long way to go on 2nd down. Looking to throw. Fires to the end zone. Intercepted. A first half turnover can swing momentum.
Man, another mistake by this. Listen, he is an elite quarterback. He's really, really good. He's pressing too much. Jesse, the #1 job of a quarterback, you better protect the football. I don't care how good you are, you better protect it.
Yeah, you just got to take what the defense is giving you. And I agree, David. It looks like right now he's trying to force the big play instead of just checking it down or throwing away. He's got to do a better job working through his progressions right now. He's got tons of talent, but he's making bad decisions.
Caught in the backfield, it's Frazier. And it's pretty obvious there was a big hole in that screen, and the defense ran right through it. Running a screen on an early down, you might think you'd really catch them trying to be aggressive in a pass rush or something, but the defense had the answer that time.
Yeah, and the offense has to do a better job selling that. A lot of times when you run a screen, I need to buy time, right? I need to give that pass rush the ability to rush up the field, sneak a little bit behind them, and then dump it off. They might have rushed that a little bit on that play.
From his end zone, a lot of room to throw downfield. Fires to the middle. Complete downfield. He stopped just short of his own 20-yard line, but it is enough for the first down.
When I see the defense in man coverage, I'm trying to get my fast guy versus their worst corner, trying to get a great matchup on the outside, take advantage of it to make big plays.
They're backed up just a little, 1st and 10 from their own 19. Back to throw, it's Stockton. Out wide right, it's Frazier. He snagged him, but he'll be stopped short of the first down. Good, solid pickup on that play.
And I like a good check down as much as anybody. Survey the field, don't make a mistake, check it down to your running back, let him do the rest. But there was two guys right next to him. So that was actually a little bit of a dangerous throw, but you could tell they were definitely locked in, and they were not going to let that running back catch that football and go anywhere after the catch.
Turning it on. The 50. He's at the 40. And he'll ramble to the 34 before he's finally knocked down.
How about the defense trying to slow this dude down? He's a Heisman contender for a reason. He's so difficult to tackle, and what a challenge. All week long they knew that they had to key on this guy and really try to at least limit him if they were going to win.
Tackled almost immediately. Not a whole lot on that one.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Back to throw, time running short in the half. Right side, it's Frazier. Guided out of bounds at the 22. A good play for this offense as they are threatening to score.
And we've seen him do it by land, right? They've been handing him the football, and he's been finding space, making some plays, and now he does it by air. They find him, throw him the football, proving to be a dual threat. This is a guy they like to feature in this offense because he'll continue to make big plays.
Looking downfield, it's Stockton. Out wide left, it's Taylor. Gets out of bounds after the big game, but they've got it first and goal.
Well, this is an offensive coordinator that has a lot of confidence in his guys, and you can see that from the play call. They were backed up all the way down near their goal line at the start of this drive, but they've stayed aggressive the entire time, putting the trust and confidence in his quarterback, in his players to get it done.
He's got it. And he won't be able to push his way in. He's stopped at the 1. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays.
This is the area of the field defensively. It really doesn't matter what they've done to get here. You got to blow up, try to force the field goal. Nice job on first down and goal getting them tackled.
And he's in. Touchdown, Bulldogs. Lining up to tack 1 more onto that lead. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. And he's not going to take a knee. Here he comes. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. 1 more snap coming before halftime. Quarterback changing the play. To throw, Manning. Here comes the heat. Going to try to get it himself. They make the stop, and that is the end of the first half. Halftime as both teams head into the locker room. We're looking forward to a terrific second half, but before that, let's check in with Kevin Connors.
Interesting first half, fellas, and an eye-opening day here in Week 10 on the EA Sports College Football Update Show. We begin with New Mexico, taking on the number 24 team, the Pitt Panthers. And it's the Lobos coming away with a blowout victory in what looks like a major upset. Expect major changes in the polls this week. The win puts them a game over 500 as this group looks to stabilize its season. Here now some other games you may have interest in. Social media certainly does.
And the Heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17. If there's ever been a position group that sort of identifies with the team's mascot, it would be the bulldog mentality of this Georgia front.
Those hunkering down dogs up front, they got to hunker down and stop the run and be physical. And then guess what? It gets into passing situations. Now I'm quick. Now I'm on the edge. Now I'm making that quarterback's life a living you-know-what.
Well, the defense blitzed on that last run, but it was the big fella on the inside that made the stop and made the play. Great job flying out of his stance, locating where the football was, and getting to the ball carrier. Really good job at the point of attack.
You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. Manning from the gun on 3rd down. Snags it down the right side. Off and running. Touchdown, Texas! And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing. Setting up for the extra point and the tie. And the extra point was good. No incident there, and we are tied up in the 3rd. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And boy, did they finish with a huge play in the passing game, scoring from 85 yards out. The ball bounces through the end zone, and it will be a touchback. Here comes the Bulldog offense out to start the drive. Now they'll try to answer that score with one of their own and regain the lead here in the 3rd. Looking downfield, it's Stockton. Under heavy pressure, lets it fly. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on.
He didn't have a whole lot of time to get rid of that one. The defense was all over him right after the snap. No wonder that thing fell.
After the incompletion, it's 2nd and 10 from their own 25. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air.
And catches the football, a lot of grass in front of him to make a big play.
Thought he saw some daylight, but this defense closed quickly. Maybe picked up one on the play.
This is a defense that's going to be aggressive, and they're not going to just sit back and rush 4 guys on that play. They are going to send the blitz. You're getting smaller, faster guys fighting fire with fire. You know this quarterback is athletic, but we've got fast guys too, and that time, that was a great play call defensively.
Right down the middle. Picked off. That's number 15 on the year. He's knocked down, but what a play to come up with the interception. So now the Longhorns take over and they'll send out the offense. And what a drive that was the last time they had it. Basically the length of the field. Much better starting point this time.
My job is to make sure that ball comes loose. And I got to go through that guy, use my shoulder pad, drive my feet, really, really be physical. Because if he bobbles it at all, or as soon as his hand gets to the ball, you can tell the difference when that body jerks forward and that ball starts to come loose and pop out.
And they get to him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 2.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time offensively. The defense coming up with a huge negative play.
And it's incomplete despite some serious arm strength shown there.
Every defense in the country talks about getting offenses in predictable 3rd and long situations where I can bring on more speedsters and I know the pass is coming so I can have more success.
The punt goes out of bounds and a nice job to get them backed up. I think they'll spot it right around the 15. Comes the Georgia offense ready to go on the attack. Last drive ended with an interception, and they can't afford to have that happen again. To the air, it's Stockton. Under pressure. Good job just to get rid of that one.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They've been trying all game long different ways to affect him. Weren't able to get there. But on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy. That's why the ball falls in.
Man, what a finish we could have. Tie game, third quarter here, 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Unloads to the wideout. Good quickness to grab it off the bounce. Now they've got a little room to work with. They're out to the 28 with a first down. That's why everybody has to do the tip drill. DBs and receivers, and it worked out this time for the offense.
That's exactly what you want as a defender. Just get your hand on the football, let that thing bounce, and you see so many big plays made, but it was the opposite. It goes right to the wide receiver, makes the play, makes the catch. Man, that's frustrating for a defense.
Handoff, Frazier running left. Knocked down in the backfield, and boy, this guy's had a good day, but they finally get to him on that run.
Well, this guy's been an animal all game long. He's had tons of success running the football. The defense had to do something to stop him. Give the D-line and that front seven tons of credit for being really physical there, getting the TFL.
Second down, gonna throw it. He unleashes a long one. And it's incomplete after taking a shot on second down. They're staring at third.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affecting the football game.
On third and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. Fires to the wideout. Intercepted, and that total goes to 16. Oh, he was hoping to make something out of that return, but they'll have it first down at the 39. The Longhorns sending the offense back onto the field. After a punt on their last possession, they are set up in plus territory this time.
And honestly, it wouldn't have mattered if they scored it.
It's a seam wide open. Touchdown, Texas. They look finished, but they're all the way back, and they have the lead.
You know, sudden change situations are so interesting because oftentimes in that kind of instance, you get the ball back on a turnover and offenses are trying to take a shot looking for the home run touchdown. But that time they just turned around and handed it off. It was a more conservative play call, David, but it gave them the same desired result.
Boy, and it's kind of crazy. When you force that turnover, everybody goes bananas. The sideline's going nuts. You get a little bit of extra juice, and then they hand the football off, and everybody does their job. They capitalize on it. Momentum swings happen so fast in college football.
They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Wants to throw. It's Stockton. Left side is Frazier. Oh, he's got some space. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with a first down.
And, man, this dude has been a weapon early in this football game. They just keep finding him. And the matchups are a problem. You want to put a linebacker on him, he's too fast for him. Continues to make catches, continues to chew up yards. You might want to think about putting a safety on him or somebody with a little bit more speed.
Might have picked up a couple on that one before he was knocked down.
A A lot of times you see these defenses, man, they pull the run blitzes. They understand the formations. It might be a run, play the percentages, and then you got to deal with the big defensive tackle inside. So more bodies near the line of scrimmage. Everybody's got to pick him up, but they didn't block the most important guy, the big fella right in the middle.
Second down to the air. Now moving to his right, looking for anyone that's open.
Well, this has been a day to forget if you're this quarterback. And I got to be honest, guys, I'm surprised he's still even in the game right now because he's had zero rhythm. He hasn't been accurate. He's thrown a ton of interceptions. Most coaches would have pulled their guy by now. I know the guy I played for back in college, he would have pulled me about 2 interceptions ago.
Pressure in his face, and he lets it fly. Another incompletion on third down.
That's why it's so important for this defense to win first and second down. You set up third and longs like that, you can show your exotic looks, you can get the pass rush going, everybody on the back end expecting throw, and that's how you force incompletions and force fourth downs.
Wait just a second. They're leaving the offense on the field. They're going to go for it in this situation. Needs it here on fourth down. Looking to the big tight end. A strike downfield.
Well, that tells you a lot about their confidence in this quarterback. Fourth down early in the game on your own end, and you go for it, but when you make decisions and throws like that, it's easy to see why.
Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. The secondary walks up on the line, showing press coverage. This game is all but officially a wrap as we take a look at the top 25. Late in the season, time running short if teams want to make their move in the rankings. Our final quarter is on deck, and it looks as if they are ready to go. Final stanza of the game, and we'll start with the first down. Moving the pocket, it's Stockton. And that makes 5 interceptions in this one. The nightmare is alive. Didn't get a ton on the return, but they got it inside the 20 at the 19-yard line.
And the defender makes a great read, breaks on the football, and makes the big interception in the back end. And here's the thing, that's number 4 this season, so he's finding the football consistently.
Here comes the Texas offense. So the defense sets them up with that interception. Now a couple of first downs, maybe even punching a score, and they'll go home with the W. Here's Brown to begin the drive.
Well, they've got the lead. The defense just did their part, getting a takeaway. So now if you're on offense, you want to run the ball and take as much time as possible between snaps. Stay in bounds and let this clock tick away.
The Longhorns have a lot of options on second and inches. On the move, it smothers. That'll be enough for a fresh set of downs. He gets it to the 32.
Awesome job. Run the football, right? It's really basic. Go to those plays you know can get you first downs, get you some extra set of downs, then you can go make big plays.
With a first down, they'll snap it from the 32. Hand off for Brown. Got behind those pads and picked up 3 after the 35.
At this point of the game, the offense has the lead, and the offensive coordinator knows they want to keep running the football. So he's going back, he's looking at his playlist, and he's saying, which runs work the best for me in this game? What can I lean on right here to make sure we win this one?
Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. Manning. Receiver wasn't ready for the throw, incomplete.
Just didn't seem like the quarterback and his intended target were on the same page there.
They couldn't make the connection on second down. Now a 3rd and 7 to keep the drive alive. He's going to change things up against this defensive look. 3rd down from the gun, Manning. Unloads in the nick of time.
QBs and receivers on 3rd down, everything has to happen just a split second sooner. You're expecting pressure. The quarterback gets hit. Just not on the same page with his target.
The Longhorns will call on their punt team. Gets it away, solid distance, but more importantly, trying to keep it away from that return man. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. Things had not gone the way they had planned, but maybe an opportunity.
Their side.
Looking downfield, it's Stockton. Gets it to the back. Plows through the defense. Runs through a man. He might have space. That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be second and just a few breaths away from the first down. Less than a yard to go to pick up the first down. They'll go to the air on 2nd and short. Got there right as the ball did. Jarred it loose. It'll be 3rd down.
Well, they were trying to sneak him out of the backfield that time into the passing game, but that did not fool anybody on defense. What a hit, forcing that incompletion.
These fans stepping up to help this defense on 3rd down. He wants to throw it again. A shot toward the end zone. Right through his hands. He had a touchdown and just didn't look the ball in. It'll be 4th down. Well, the defense didn't get caught napping there. In this situation, you know they have to stay alert for the deep ball.
Yeah, so what defense am I going to call? I'm going to keep some DBs back deep. I'm going to keep my safety a little bit deeper, understanding they're down. They're going to have to attack down the field. I'm going to stick to my passing sets, my nickels, my dimes.
Snaps it, and he has to have it. Makes a grab past the marker. Touchdown, Dogs! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. The extra point here would tie the game. And the extra point was good, and we are all tied up in the 4th. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they cap it off with a 32-yard touchdown pass. The ball squirts through the end zone. That'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. So Texas has it again, and here comes the offense. Another opportunity here. They had to punt it on their last possession, but this time tight game, hoping to get something on the board. Not much doing there. He gets it to the 26, a gain of 1.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that.
Pass rush, gets there, gets home, gets him down at the 23. The clock has stopped for the timeout, and we have reached the final 2 minutes in this one.
Nice coverage on the back end. Great job. Nothing open right away. The QB holds the ball in the pocket, and the pass rush finally gets home. Sometimes it's the DBs doing great work. Sometimes it's the defensive lineman winning up front.
This is the type of play that could be a pivotal moment. Tight game, 3rd and long coming. Manning from the gun on 3rd down. And the pressure will get there. The sack. Down he goes in the waiting moments. That could be a costly play. And the Longhorns will try to pin them back with the punt. 3 and out. They got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. Trying to make one miss. And there he goes. What a return there. Found a little running room and put his team in great position. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. They tied it up with a touchdown drive, got some good work from their defense, and now here in the fourth quarter, an opportunity to move on top. They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play. Now the Longhorns will call the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll get together to decide how to play this second down. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Frazier again. And he's brought down after a short gain. Timeout taken by Texas. It's their second. They'll take a moment to gather their thoughts and put together a plan for this third down play. Big third down as the crowd gets behind this defense. Scanning the field, it's Stockton. Finds his man. And a nice grab with a defender right on him, and he's down at the 20.
And they've trusted their QB to throw the football. And he's going to have to make plays. He's made plays throughout the day. This is now when you come up clutch in a big moment when your team needs it. If that's any indication, I like what I'm seeing.
Here's a give to Frazier.
It's all tied up. This offensive line, they want the pressure. They want everything to go through them here. They're saying, look, let's just run the ball. Let's get this thing down closer and closer to the goal line. Let's bleed some clock and put ourselves in a position to win.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Frazier again. This time they stop him behind the line of scrimmage, and boy, that has been rare in this one.
That's how you come up and make plays as a defense, man. Playing physical, playing downhill. They've given up some plays today, man. He's got over 100 yards on the day. He's really had some success. But on that play, really downhill, really physical, and a nice job getting him to the ground.
From here, it would just be a 30-yard field goal try. Let's see how aggressive they're going to be to try to pick up that first down. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. Fires to the middle. Can't hang on after the hit, and it'll be 4th down.
And this offense has another opportunity to put a scoring drive together. They've done a really good job, man. Their defense, yeah, it's been okay. Like, giving up a lot of points. Now they're in a situation where can you be clutch? Can you come up big in a 2-minute situation when you really need to?
The field goal is no good. And in the final quarter of regulation, we remain tied, guys.
And sometimes I just feel like 4th down, man. Just go for it every time. Like the field goal miss, make rate. And listen, kickers have improved the last couple of years, but we left some points off the scoreboard there.
Opening play of this drive will come from their own 23. He uncorks a laser deep down the middle. And this will be picked off. A costly turnover in a tie game. He'll try to take it back. Inside the 40. And with that turnover, time has expired here in the 4th quarter. But there is more football ahead. Overtime is coming. All right, guys, so here we go in overtime. And just to refresh everyone's memory, alternating possession starting on the opponent's 25.
And you want to play defense first because you want to know what you need. That's a key philosophical approach for most teams when it comes to overtime, David.
Yeah, and remember the rule change a couple years ago, too, and the second overtime and 2-point conversion. So all this stuff is situational type football that you better have worked on throughout these weeks of the season.
So here comes our first play of overtime. Able to make the stop after a gain of 2 to the 22.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. Frazier again. Brought down after a pickup of 2 to the 19. Now to keep this overtime drive going on 3rd and short. Got it, looking for the first down. Touchdown, Bulldogs! They get on the board first here in the overtime period. The all-important extra point would push this lead to 7. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. They know what's in front of them. They have to answer that score with a touchdown. Changing the routes with his receivers. Here's Manning to throw. In traffic, it's Brown. Brought down at the 10-yard line, and a nifty pickup after the grab on that one. They've done a really good job identifying mismatches, and they find one out of the backfield there.
Reese, I really don't think it's that hard. My guy is better than yours. Find the matchup across the field. Running back's got some speed. Get it in his hands quickly. Throw it to him fast. Let him make somebody miss against a slower guy that's usually a linebacker.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long.
Careful. Can't get greedy because you know these windows, they close fast.
Extremely tight windows. Find your big body guys that you know can win in contested situations here on 3rd down.
Trailing by a touchdown, 3rd and goal, and they have to have it here in overtime. Here's Arch to throw. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
Man, this quarterback is going to need an ice bath when this game is over because he is getting whacked. We've seen him go down. He's been sacked time and time again. He just got nailed another time on that last play. He can't wait for this game to be over.
Their last chance. Ball game could be decided right here. 4th and goal. Manning to throw for it on 4th. Into the end zone. Oh, and it's intercepted. A turnover in overtime. And the takeaway will put the finishing touches on this one.